As someone whose musical taste has not progressed since 2010, I am still listening to Nothing Personal by All Time Low. It is one of my all time favorite albums. I would say probably top 20. It's my favorite album by them. I rank it up there with Dirty Work and So Wrong It's Right as my holy trinity, but Nothing Personal is my favorite. So I just wanted to rank the songs based on how much I like them. So this isn't going to be worst to best. This is just going to be my personal least favorites to favorites. And keep in mind, I love every single song here. So even the ones at the bottom, I love them too. It's nothing personal, literally. So starting off with number 13 is Poison. This was a bonus track. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of consistently forget how Poison like even goes. I really do like Poison, but I think it's kind of par for the course. It's kind of like your typical All Time Low song from this era. I think it's good. I still listen to it occasionally, but it's definitely the last one that I would pick to listen to. I don't think there's anything necessarily that special about it. It's catchy, it has everything that you need. I just think, again, par for the course. Not a great song, especially when you compare it to the powerhouses that the rest of the tracks are, but still good. It just can't really compete with the brilliance that is on the rest of the album. Next up, I have Therapy. I kind of hate to rank Therapy so low because it is ironically a very personal song, but I mean, it's just one that I don't really go back to quite as much. It's slower, it's not necessarily that catchy, and I get that it's not supposed to be because it is definitely, like I said, a very meaningful song, but not really one that I'm always in the mood to listen to. Ironically, I've never cried to this song, which is weird. I've cried to like almost all the songs on this album, like weirdly. Like even the happier songs I've like just cried to. I don't know why, but Therapy, for whatever reason, it just never totally hit for me, which I don't know. I'm not really sure why, but it's still a great song. I mean, I just love the line like, I'm a walking travesty, but I'm smiling at everything. I mean, that is very relatable. And I also just love how it's about, people telling you that you need to go to therapy, you need this and that, which I'm not saying therapy is a bad thing at all, but sometimes you do just need a hug, like they said. Like, the song is just about kind of needing somebody to be there for you instead of everyone saying you need to go to someone. And again, I'm not trying to say therapy is like a bad thing or anything, but sometimes that really is all that you need. You just need a friend to be there, and it could feel a little dismissive for someone to say you should see someone. Not saying again that it's a bad thing to go to therapy at all. It's definitely a very, very good thing, but I think it's relatable to have a song about reaching out for somebody who you know and that you want to just be there for you. You don't even need anything from them. You just need someone there. So, yeah, Therapy, it's a really good song, and it's not one that I listen to all that often, but still great. Absolutely a phenomenal song. At number 11, I have Too Much. It's kind of a joke with me and my friends. We always say, like, too much of anything, as we all know, is too much, as All Time Low has taught us. It is kind of like a funny line. It's sort of like when Hilary Duff was like, if the light is off, then it isn't on. Like, too much of anything is too much. Like, yeah, no duh. But I really, really do genuinely love Too Much a lot. And this is another one that I also just find relatable because, man, sometimes it is too much. Like, we've all been there. We've all just had moments where it's like we just feel the weight of the world, and too much of anything can be too much. Like, that's just how it is. I mean, it's the simplest way to put it, but when you just feel too much pressure, too much this, too much that, whether it's from your home or from your job or whatever, I think that this is a really good song to go to because it's just sort of like this primal, like, this is how I'm feeling. This is all getting to me. And I know that it's more about a relationship, but I think it's written in a way that it can apply to damn near any situation. Too much of anything is too much. That literally can go with anything. I also just love how it sounds. I think this is the prettiest sounding song on the album. I just think the production just sounds very, very pretty. Like, it's beautiful. It's just a very nice song to listen to. It's a good, like, chill song. I love Alex's voice on it. He sounds really, really good. He gives such a great vocal performance. He sounds genuinely tired, like, and I love that. I mean, again, just a very, very relatable song. Now, do I like it better than Too Much by the Spice Girls? No, but it comes close. At number 10, I have Sick Little Games. Sick Little Games is just so catchy. I always get the little, like, humming thing that they do in my head. It's just so infectious. I can never get it out of my head. And beyond that, I just love what it's about. I love songs that are about fame and chasing it and losing yourself in it. I'm just a sucker for that. I just love songs that are like that. I especially love the line, "I'm a sucker for the gossip, man, I take it too far. I bottle up my Hollywood and watch them name their kids after cars." That line specifically makes me think of, if anyone watches Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kyle Richards, the like main person that's on that, her daughter is named Portia, and that just makes me think of her. So every time I think about this song, I think of Kyle Richards. But Sick Little Games is just, it's so classic to me. I feel like there's just such a classic element to a song that's about fame and chasing after it. And especially for 2009, when I feel like tabloid culture was pretty much at the height of its popularity, it's always fascinating to me to hear music and watch movies and TV shows from that time, just commenting on it, because that's the time that I grew up in, what I remember, obviously. So I just think that it's nostalgic to look back on it, and also, like, interesting. It's interesting to see from someone who is famous their perspective of that chase of playing the Sick Little Games. So yeah, Sick Little Games is an absolute banger. Number 9 is Lost in Stereo. Can we just please take a moment to appreciate how amazing this album is that Lost in Stereo is on the bottom half? Like, when you have an absolute banger like Lost in Stereo at number 9, that's crazy. That just speaks to how amazing this album is. But Lost in Stereo, this is like such a 80s sounding song to me. Not even necessarily like how it sounds. I just think the vibe, like, She Works for the Weekend mixtape of her favorite band. Like, when I listen to the song, I just picture like Flashdance. He's like watching this girl in like an empty warehouse dancing by herself with like a stereo, and she doesn't know that he's there. That sounds really creepy, but like, that's just what I picture. I just picture a very Flashdance moment for this song. There's something very 80s sounding about it. I just love a song where a guy is just in awe of this woman who is absolutely living her life. There's something, again, just classic about it. It's just a very classic song. Like, you just can't go wrong with a song like this. It's just so cathartic. Like, the woman that he's singing about, that's me. Like, I am her. I am literally working for the weekend. So yeah, I love Lost in Stereo. It's just such a good one to throw on. I feel like this is one that you just throw on and everyone will enjoy, even if they don't know it. And if they don't know it, then they should know it, because it's absolute perfection. At number 8, I have Stella. I am so stupid. For the longest time, I did not know that the song was about Stella Artois, or however it's pronounced. I really did not know that. You gotta give me slack there, though, because I listened to this album at a young age, okay? I was not corrupted yet, but Stella is so catchy. Like, if I had a nickel for every time I called the song on this album catchy, I'd be literally a trillionaire. But there's no other word to say it. It's just such an earworm. I swear to you, just out of nowhere, I'll be going about my business during the day, and just all of a sudden, I just go 3 p.m. Like, it just comes, specifically that one part, like no other part of the song more than that specific part. It's just so like catchy to me how he says it. I can't say 3 p.m. without like doing that little melody. Like that time has been ruined for me. If I could erase it from the clock, I would, because I cannot physically say it in a normal manner. That is how the song has ruined me. But Stella, I just think it's fun. I mean, who doesn't love a messy alcoholic song? We've all been there. We've all been, sleeping on the floor, bottles breaking, whatever. Like, we have all been in that situation. And if you haven't, you're boring, okay? I don't know what to tell you. Stella is just so much fun. It's just the alcoholic's anthem. How can you not love Stella? Ironically, I hate beer. I literally do not like beer whatsoever. This is the closest that I will ever get to liking beer. So they got that on me. Next up is Hello Brooklyn. Hello Brooklyn, again. What else can I say? It's infectious, it's catchy, it's fun, it's upbeat, it makes me dance. Like, even just talking about this song, like, I light up. It's so fun. It's one that just consistently gets better. Like, I loved it when I first listened to it, but now it's like straight up medication for me. Like, if I don't listen to it, I go vitamin D deficient, I get pale, I get ashen skin, like, something happens to me. I need to listen to it. It's like taking a multivitamin. I literally just need it. I love Hello Brooklyn so much. And it's just a great, like, executed pop song. I think it has just such a really great build-up. That's what I really like about it. Like, mounting tension in a pop song and then an explosive chorus. You will always get me with that. And I think this song is probably one of the best examples of that on this album. Like, that little slow moment before the chorus and then it hits. Just, oh my god, it's so good. It just makes me explode. Like, I literally feel like fireworks when I listen to it. Like, I feel like a firework. Katy Perry who? I mean, I don't know. I just love Hello Brooklyn. Hello Brooklyn is so anthemic. It's one that I feel should have been a single. I honestly do think this would have smashed on the radio because it's generic. Like, you don't have to say Hello Brooklyn. You could say hello, I don't know, what's another city? Hello New York. Wait, Brooklyn is in New York. Hello Boston. Hello Dallas. Hello OC. I don't know. Just, that's what I'm picturing. Like, it really should have been a single because I could picture crowds cheering along to it and like at a sporting event or something. Like, that's just what I picture when I hear Hello Brooklyn. I just picture like a giant gathering of people chanting along to it. That is what I get from it. It really should have been the single. At number 6, I have Damned If I Do Ya, Damned If I Don't. This song to me feels like when it starts, I feel like I'm getting in a race car and like going around one of those like NASCAR tracks, and that's what the song is to me. That's how I feel when I listen to it. I feel like I'm in a race car. I don't know why. It just, I don't know, maybe because the beginning it sort of sounds like a slow startup, like your engine is revving and like you just started the car with like the guitar coming in. I'm making no sense. Like, this only makes sense in my mind, but I swear to you it does make sense to me. I just think Damned If I Do Ya is one of those quintessential pop rock songs. It's one of those songs that you need on a throwback playlist. It's a necessity. I can't even imagine not having it on all of my playlist when I like have people over or have a party or something. I will also say I did not know the double entendre when I was a young child, which is funny. Like, I wasn't a sheltered child or anything. Like, I watched Family Guy and like all of like the shows that I shouldn't have watched, but for some reason, like, I think I was just very clueless and naive, so I didn't get like what this song was actually about, which is funny because it's legitimately the title. So yeah, I mean, Damned If I Do Ya, it's just good fun. Like, again, how can you listen to this song and not just bop along? Like, it's one of those songs that you have to headbang to. When I'm driving, if the song comes on, I get a little more reckless. It's a little more dangerous. You have to watch out for me. I can't control what my body does when the song comes on, okay? Like, that's just how it is. If I get pulled over, knock wood, but if I get pulled over, listen, it's gonna be a high-speed chase because no one is stopping me when this song is on. I will be doing 80 in a 20, and everyone's just gonna have to accept it because they would too if they heard this song on the radio while they were driving. Moving into the top 5, I have a party song, The Walk of Shame. I think this song is so strong because there's so many individual elements and switch ups during it, and each part works. Like, I just think every individual part of the song is so strong. I just love the little chanting and the don't sweat it, forget it. Like, I just love it. It's so much fun. It's a stomper. That's what it is. Like, I just picture people stomping along to it. It is a stomping type of song. Also, again, I did not understand the double entendre, the I make you come just to watch you leave. Little me was not getting that. Now when I listen to it, I'm like, wow, I was very naive as a child. But a party song, absolute bop. Just such a great song. It's one that I always put on when I'm just trying to get hyped for something. Like, right off the bat, when it starts, I am immediately, like, fist bumping like it's Jersey Shore or something. Like, it is just one of those hype songs. Number 4 is Keep the Change, You Filthy Animal. This one and a party song, to me, are sister songs. Like, I always lump them together in my mind, maybe because they're next to each other in the track listing. But I give the slight edge to this one because it just goes off, like, even more. It is such a great example of, like I was saying, building tension and then just having that huge chorus. I love the pre-chorus in the song so much. Like, when the guitar kicks in, like, it's just one where you have to, like, pretend that you're playing the air guitar or something. That it's one of those songs that just sends me into a frenzy. It makes me a filthy animal. My favorite individual part of this entire album is the end of the bridge into the final chorus, when the music stops for like a split second and then you just hear the "so tell me what your best friend knows." Like, oh my god, it's so good. I just cannot get over it. And it's a great Screw You song. I love a great Screw You song, and no other genre really does it better than like pop, punk, pop rock, because again, it's just something that you could shout along to, like something that you really just get into because it is so catchy and headbangy, but then you're singing the lyrics and you just feel it. Like, I don't know who he's talking to in the song, but screw them, you know? Like, she could keep the change. I don't know. It's just one of those great songs that, again, you could sort of substitute someone that you don't like in your own life for it, and it just feels good singing. Even if the lyrics don't necessarily totally apply, it just still feels cathartic to let it out. And this is just one of those songs where it's like, you have to be bumping your fist in the air. Like, it really is just one of those anthems. It feels big, it feels grand, and like each part is like its own individual explosion. Like, every single part of the song is just so explosively great, especially the bridge. I just love the bridge in the song so much. I think it's probably the best one on the album. Again, just how it keeps building and building and building, and then you get to the final chorus. Just so good. Anyways, next up is Walls. Walls is the song that I've cried the second most to in this album. It just sounds so like magical. Like, I just picture like pixie dust like sprinkling on me when I listen to it. That's what I picture. I picture like Tinkerbell or something. It just sounds like, I don't know if this makes sense. It sounds like a song that would play in like a children's fantasy movie over the credits. I don't know if that's like shady or not. I don't mean that to like sound shady or anything. I mean, I guess aside from some of the lyrics I would probably not put in a kid's movie. But no, Walls is just like an inspiring song. Like, it's one of those songs that I listen to when I'm just feeling down in the dumps. And it's just one of those that it's like, I'm gonna break down these walls. Like, it's just inspiring. It's a motivational song. And again, even though it's a love song, you can make it about what you want it to be about. If you want it to be about coming out of your shell or getting more self-confidence, like that is what Walls can be. So to me, Walls is a very personal song. It is not nothing personal. It is quite personal to me. So yeah, definitely one that I have cried a lot to. So, so good. So inspirational. So happy. Just absolutely love Walls. It is the serotonin booster of Nothing Personal. At number 2, I have Break Your Little Heart. The fact that we're living in a world where people might not know the song is criminal to me. Okay, this song should have been a hit. It feels like a classic. Like when I listen to it, I really genuinely still think that it was a single because it's too good not to be. It literally just checks off every box for what a great pop rock song should be. It's mean, it's vindictive, it's catchy as hell, it has the best guitar riff on the entire album, and it's a crowd pleaser. Like, it just sounds like a crowd pleasing song. Like the little hand claps in the background. It's one that I feel encourages like a crowd response. I've never seen them live, but if I did and they did this song, I feel like this is just one of those ones that would get everybody so hyped because it's so much fun. Like it's just such a, I don't know if call and response is the right word for it. It isn't, but like that sort of vibe, just like the one that everyone in the crowd knows and reacts violently to. Like that is what Break Your Little Heart is. And again, I just love how it's so like vindictive sounding. Like he is going to break your little heart, laughing all the way to the hospital. Like this man is sitting next to you as you are on a stretcher getting resuscitated, getting the jaws of life or whatever, and he is laughing at you. I love that. That is the exact kind of petty that I want in music like this. It is just so, so good. Break Your Little Heart should have been the single. I know I said that about Hello Brooklyn, but my first choice for what should have been the other single is Break Your Little Heart. I genuinely believe that there's a timeline where it was, and I wish that I was living in it. So number 1, to no surprise, is Weightless. Weightless is my favorite all-time low song. This is the song that I have cried to the most. I always say my favorite songs are songs that I could equally dance to and I could cry to. And this is like the quintessential like definition of that, because again, it's a happy song about wanting to get out of this rut and wanting to feel weightless and just want to get away from it all. And who cannot relate to that? Like, the best music can make a sad subject sound happy, and that's what Weightless is. It's taking really kind of depressing lyrics and kind of a sad story, but making it joyous. To me, Weightless is just a very joyous, celebratory song. And literally just the line, maybe it's not my weekend, but it's gonna be my year. Like, I cannot tell you how much like I repeat that. Like that's a mantra of mine, and I'm so sick of watching as the minutes pass as they go nowhere. Again, it's just brilliant writing because everyone has been there, everyone can relate. And I genuinely do think, like, I know pop music might be seen as generic or whatever, but I think it's super, super difficult to write lyrics that the masses can relate to. And Weightless is one of those songs that I genuinely believe everyone can relate to. And I just think it's so positive. I love a positive pop song. I know that I was just saying I love Break Your Little Heart because it's toxic, but look, we need the spectrum of emotions covered here, okay? Weightless is joyous. It's like the flip side of it. It makes me feel so happy when I listen to it. Like, I am a true believer in positive affirmations and stuff like that. And to me, singing this chorus and the whole song, but like specifically the chorus, it just puts me in a good mood because of what it's saying. Like, you might be in a rut right now, but it'll get better. It'll be my year. So yeah, I just love Weightless so much. I have cried to it so much. I have danced recklessly to it so much. It's one of those seriously like all-time songs for me, no pun intended, but like it's one of those songs that's just a core part of my DNA. I literally cannot picture myself functioning as a human being without this song. So that is my ranking of Nothing Personal. Love this album to death. I cannot go on enough about this album. Like, I had to rein myself in talking about these songs because I could seriously go off for hours about them. I think literally every single track on this album is so strong. That's what makes it the best all-time low album in my opinion. I literally think there's just no filler. Each song serves a purpose and fulfills it flawlessly. Nothing Personal, in my opinion, is the definitive pop rock album of the late 2000s. I will die on this hill. Absolutely love this album, if that was not obvious. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.